Don Dubois.
Yeah. But Bickford, again, is putting pressure on. He's just all over the place back there.
Incomplete pass, of course, stops the clock with 5:33 left here in this fourth quarter.
Tell you, who's ever covering Bickford is just going to wake up in the middle of the night, just see white flashes going by him.
The one back set once again. This time ends up going trips to one side, gets a lot of blocking on that side with that setup. And that's Jason Smith. Get some yards.
Yeah, 7 or 8 yards. About 7.
Yeah. Third down and we'll say about 3.
Good looking little drive here. Like you said, they still have time too. They've got 5 minutes left. They put something in here. They're going to probably onside kick it. But they still 37 yards away from pay dirt.
Come back this way and down.
That should be close to a first down, but I know he doesn't have it yet. No,
yep, Garish gets it.
Okay, all right. Garish with the run.
Down about the beach 26 as I counted off. Second and 7, and the clock continues to tick down. The beach takes a timeout. So the beach stops the clock.
Yeah, 4:10 to go, and he, Kurt sees them picking a defense apart right now a little bit, just little plays. I think he just wants to talk to the defense, maybe make a couple of adjustments.
Yep. Well, you know, I think with a timeout on the field, why don't we take a timeout up here as well? We'll be back with the remainder of the fourth quarter from Jay right after this.
Nothing is tastier than fresh peaches, and Peaches Deli, 88 Saco Avenue, Old Orchard Beach, guarantees the freshness, quality, and homemade goodness of all of their food. Any time is a great time to enjoy a delicious specialty pizza or one of an almost unlimited variety of overstuffed subs. Call ahead and your order will be ready when you arrive. And be sure to pick up your favorite beverages, snacks, and Megabug tickets. For homemade freshness and quality, nothing beats the Peaches.
Hi, this is Bill O'Neill, owner of Bill O'Neill's House of Rock and Roll, Route 1 in Saco. For the past 7 years, we've been your local music store. No need to leave town to find the music you want. Great selection, good prices every day on CDs, tapes, and records. Be sure to check out our large selection of used CDs with over 1,000 titles to choose from. We're open daily, 10 till 8, Sundays, noon to 5. Major credit cards accepted. Come in. Bill O'Neill's House of Rock and Roll, Route 1, Saco.
Well, looking at a second down, about 7 yards here as the Jay offense continues to move late in the fourth quarter, trying to pick up 6. They're going to throw deep. Stanley, incomplete. Polk was down there.
Yeah.
Good coverage.
Yeah, making sure he didn't interfere neither. Put his hands up to let the official know that. Look, no hands.
I didn't do it, Mom.
3rd and 7. Clock stops at 4:05 left. Again, if Jay doesn't get a first down here, Beach could run off another couple minutes off the clock. I'm sure Jay still has a couple timeouts left. It'll be a long 4 minutes.
Smith checks in with the play. McDonald checks out without a play. Something. We have a 3rd down and 7. Fournier to Stanley has been the passing combination so far. See if he goes to it again. No, he decides to go to the other side of the field.
Oh, it's picked up.
Overthrows, intercepted. What do we got?
I think it is.
Should be.
I think they're going to count it.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Didn't catch who.
I didn't catch it either, Andy. But the ball was overthrown, obviously, and right into the hands of the Beach defender. So that could be the nail in the coffin. We're just under 4 minutes left here as the Seagulls stop this good-looking drive that Jay had going and take over deep in their own territory.
The only thing you want to do here is you want to hold on to the football, use your 3 downs up.
And
there you go.
Give the ball to Gerard and say, Dave, would you like to score another touchdown, please?
Watch out.
And the coach says, yeah, Dave.
And they're not going to get him again. He's gone.
Touchdown. Do you mind, Dave, getting another 6? Thank you very much.
85 yards. Wow. What can you say? Talk about redemption.
How about that? Yeah, talk about redemption.
Wow.
Good Lord.
Just in case you missed the first on video, we got that second one for you. 85 yards.
85 yards for Dave Gerard. And, man, well, the kid's got all 19 points.
In the second half, Raj, he's probably got about 200 yards rushing in the second half.
Think he's a contender for the ball?
Yeah, I think he's got a good shot at the player of the game. We haven't done that, you know. I don't know if
I didn't know if we're supposed
doing
to
it
do
or
it.
not, but if you're gonna, if we are, David, you got it. Pass to the flat for 2, and it is incomplete. 3:45 left in our football game here tonight. 19-3 is the score, and all 19 points for the Seagulls have come here in this 4th quarter. In fact, they've all come in about 7 minutes of time, running time, here in the 4th quarter.
Well, the way I see it, you know, with 10 minutes and 39 seconds left, it's 3-0 Jay. So if you went to the bathroom for a while and you came back,
you missed 19
7
points.
minutes later, it's 19-3 the Beach.
That's right.
Your loss.
So you count things in bathroom time?
I usually. The way I go, sure. Some teams can put 4 scores on the board if I go.
Oh, Lord. I love doing football games. Absolutely love it.
Well, you know, just like we said, you put one good drive together, and this offense can just feed off of it. And I think they've got the confidence after that first drive. They knew the mistakes they made. They're experienced and intelligent enough to know that they were good enough to come back from this.
Let me point out that both of the Burke brothers are in on this kickoff team. Bill Burke is number 14. Kenny Burke is number 42. If we missed them earlier, I apologize.
Again,
that's Drew Salamanca, who made a great tackle like this earlier in the game, comes up with another one right here.
Comes out of nowhere there.
Sure
in the specials.
does.
I think he comes off the bench.
Very
he just
impressive.
Gets down there with
very impressive. And those kids on the sidelines now are very fired up because they've gotten into this thing and they've had an impact. And man, you can't ask for more than that.
No. 1st and 10 for the Jay Tigers. 3:41 left in this contest. 19-3, as Roger mentioned. The Beach trying to go 1-1 here. Back home with a victory. We got movement in the Jay backfield.
Yep.
That's going to come back.
We got a fan down here who's actually yelling up here, "Go Seagulls." This is good. They walk off 5, and it's 1st down and 15 now for Jay. And this one is pretty much put away with 3:40 left here in the 4th quarter. Jay, of course, still trying to generate something. Jason Smith goes wide and stays in bounds and gets nailed. Picks up about 5. You know?
Yeah, a little more than that because they had lost 5 on the.
Picks up 10.
Yeah, about 9.
You got it. 2nd and 6. Ball is spotted at the 32 or 3-yard line.
.200 yards for Dave Gerard in the second half.
Amazing, isn't it?
That's a career for some people.
Yep. Awful good work.
And just think he could have 81
he
more.
He could indeed. Fournier dropping back deep, throws over the middle, finds Stanley incomplete.
That's a scary part. He could have 281 yards just on that carry. That's not adding the first half yardage.
We're looking at a 3rd and 6. Pass was a little behind the intended receiver. Good defensive game also tonight for Scott Darling, number 54. He's played a lot of football tonight. We've already mentioned Bigford. Let's also mention C.T. Broderick, number 74. Broderick plays strictly defense for this team, and man, he's tough on the inside. Tommy Glode, big game for Dave Glode. Chris Hall, just there are a lot of folks getting in on this thing. Adams has played a wonderful game. There's another great tackle. This time it's Jerry Hubbard, number 85, on defense. How about Jamie Geidinger in there, number 75? They have played a fine defensive game. Brian Tucci, number 11, has come up with big plays. Good defensive coverage in the backfield by Todd Polk, number 12 rather, and of course David Gerard, Don Dubois, Ralph Dubois we've already talked about.
Bickford.
Bickford, we can't say enough for Bickford. So a nice all-around performance by this tough Beach defense tonight. McDonald hit,
First
drop.
Well, I don't know. It depends what they. Looks like they'll give it to him.
He may have it, but there's a flag on the play.
Yeah,
Flag
it's coming
on the
back.
play. Broderick was a little upset for the Beach, and he's pulled away by a couple of his teammates.
It's on Old Orchard.
It's on Old Orchard. But all of this is pretty much academic. We're down to 2 minutes, and ain't going to make much difference one way or t'other.
Right, they get 200 in all for the game, 240 yards for Gerard.
Wow.
And if you add on the 80-yard touchdown, that's 320 in just in one game.
Yep.
That's amazing.
That is probably in the SI.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
We expect at the conclusion of this game to be talking to a couple of the Beach players. That's the plan anyway. We'll see if it happens, but it would be nice to be able to interview a couple of the boys. And so stay with us after this is over, and we may get a chance to do just that for a little bit. Pass picks up about 3 yards, and we're looking at a 2nd and 7. The ball sits on Beach territory now. We're down around the 43? 43. Sounds good, yeah. Pick a number there. 2nd and 7. Out of the eye. Clock is running. We're down to just about a minute now as Fournier throws deep. Looks for Stanley, intercepted. And here we go the other way. Polk still on his feet.
Now we get a penalty.
Penalty exactly goes down. Flag falls around the 40-yard line, the Beach 40. That may come back, but it'll be Seagull ball because it's after the interception. And that just about does it, my friends.
That's the 3rd interception also thrown by Jay. As Beach has fumbled 4 times, we've had 3 interceptions by Jay.
So a couple of snaps should do it here with just under a minute left. Beautiful night, by the way. This is just a great night to do a football game. Couldn't ask for better. Nice crowd. Jay folks support their team very well. The hot dogs were good too, and the fries were terrific. Little timeout there on the field as the Seagulls will try to run out the clock and pick up their first victory, official first victory of the year there for them. Both mascots were out here earlier. You know, the Seagulls had Sandy the Seagull. He was here. Saw him walking around. And then Jay Tiger was over here. And he was patrolling the field.
Livermore Andy.
Livermore Andy.
The Andes.
That's right, the Andes of Livermore. Yeah, and then the biggest stuffed doll of all, Mark Picard. He was here.
We don't even want to say what mascot he may be.
First down for the Seagulls with
53.3 seconds left.
Okay.
And we're going to start doing some stats
Kneeling.
if you want there.
Why
Anytime.
don't we do that? Sure.
That way, while we're running it down, we've probably the last play coming up of the game.
And if we do get a couple of kids up after the game, we will have done all of that ahead of time. That'll be good.
First of all, for Jay, they were 5 for 19 in the air with 3 interceptions for 52 yards. They ran for 67, so they have 119 total yards, Raj.
Okay.
For the Beach, unofficially, 2 for 12 in the air for 26 yards. On the ground, they were 414 yards.
Wow.
I have them for 440 total yards. Breaking it down just a little bit, 240 for Gerard, 136 yards for Don Dubois. Mainly, they each owned a half. Basically.
Exactly.
As they count it down, they're already given the final score, and there's still 10 seconds to go. But, Raj, real quickly in the scoring.
Yep.
No scoring at halftime. Third quarter was a 22-yard field goal with a 6:36 left to go in the third quarter by Stanley. Made it 3-0 Jay. That was it after 3 quarters. And then the final quarter, the Beach owned it. 3-yard run by Gerard with 10:38 left in the game. Point after was no good. It was 6-3 Old Orchard. At the 7-minute mark, a 61-yard Gerard run. Gerard kicked 13-3 with 7 minutes left. And finally, recapping it here towards the end, I didn't get the exact time on it, but it was another 85. I was so excited by the run. It was an 85-yard run by Dave Gerard. I think it was something around 4.5 minutes to go because it all happened within a 6-minute span. So about 4:38, I think it was.
Left, right.
4:38 left, I believe it was. An 85-yard run by Gerard made it 19-3. The point after was no good. He also had one called back, by the way, an 81-yard run. So he had 240 some odd yards. He could have easily had 320 today. But the final score here from Jay is Old Orchard 19. Jay 3, the Beach goes to 1-1, and Jay falls to 0-2. And the Beach will be at home against Trape Academy next Saturday for homecoming Saturday.
And you can't beat that. We're going to take a look here and see if a couple of young men start to make their way across the field towards us. If so, we'll hang in here or maybe take a quick break. Then we'll pick them up again with a short interview and get a chance to talk to a couple of the senior boys. I know that Kurt would like to bring on seniors, and maybe over the course of the next, tonight being the first time around, 8 games, I guess, we could get to talk to most of the seniors on this squad. Again, an interesting game here from Jay. We knew it would be a tough struggle. It certainly was for 3 quarters here with a 3-0 score after 3, as Andy pointed out. We had to wait until the 4th quarter before the Beach was finally able to untrack its offense, get something really started, and then, of course, it really flowed.
And it was real. Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
No, please. But it was a magnificent performance tonight by Dave Gerard.
But the other interesting part is what we noted earlier on. Even though when it was 3-0, Jay with 10:40 left in the game. You hear somebody saying 3-0 sounds like a defensive battle, but the Beach is just out. The offense was just so one-sided that it really wasn't a defensive game. It was just a matter of putting the ball in, not making mistakes.
Well, when you look at
it just shows
stats,
you what the total
Andy,
yards
with
are.
All those, over 400 yards.
It's about a 6-to-1 ratio, 7-to-1 ratio in yards, total yards. 60 Well, 119 is about 75%. 3-to-1 ratio
Sure.
is what it is
Sure.
in yardage. So it really wasn't that defensive struggle that it showed. That's why scoring can be deceiving sometimes,
Absolutely.
you know?
Absolutely.
And if it would have been for a fumble at the 9-yard line, Jay probably wouldn't have any points on
That's
the
right.
board right now. But it's a good win for them. It shows that, you know, if they don't make mistakes, you know, don't cough up the football, this team is going to do okay. They just got to stay away from the mental errors.
It really is a solid-looking football team. It really is. When you put that first 11 on the field, you get the feeling that they can probably stay with just about anybody. And as you pointed out perfectly, that if they can stay away from the fumbles and the penalties we saw tonight, this team is going to score a lot of points. This team is going to win football games. There's no question about that. And as they become more attuned with each other, it's just going to get better. This Jerry Hubbard coming on board is a big gain for them. We're already well aware of the work of the Guidingers. They're new to this team this year. Put all that together, and it starts to look like a real football team. And it's going to get more and more impressive as the days go on. Guys, I don't see anybody heading in our direction, so I think we will probably call a halt at this point. And thank you all for joining us here tonight from J-Main. My name is Roger Painch, my partner is Andy Poirier, and our unbelievably effective videographer is Mark Picard. We had a great time. We hope you enjoyed it as well. Hope you join us again next Saturday, homecoming, Old Orchard Beach Trape. We'll see you then. Good night for CTV 30.
The so-called clear-cutting referendum. By preventing sound forest management, it would reduce wildlife habitat for important species like deer, moose, grouse, and rabbit. Please reject the Green Party's drastic forestry ban and approve the positive alternative. Protect our wildlife, our forests, and our economy. Vote yes on 2B.
Before the footstep of man, after dinosaurs trod the earth, a blanket of pure white snow covered the whole world. Do you know what we call that time? The good old days.
Revisit the good old days at your main New Hampshire Ski-Doo dealers or call 1-800-9-SKI-DOO.
Wouldn't you think that any self-respecting smallmouth, Nate, you're right out in there something. Whoop, and he was, and I missed him. I stood there and told you he was there and still missed him. That's...
Well, you questioned his self-respect. That's what if you hadn't said that, he probably would have jumped right on there. But you slammed him. That wasn't nice.
Well,
you know, we and I were talking before the show as we were loading the boat. I was impressed. You were actually one of the few. There's 300 guards. You understand? Most of these are bad guys that do guarding for a living here in Maine. We have 1,400 registered Maine guides. Actually, dropped off some, but about 1,400. Only 300 do it for livelihood. Now that's you have, but boy, you have expanded yours. You have not limited yourself to Maine by any means. So, give us a rundown on just some of the areas you got. I was impressed. Seriously, that was
well.
Wow.
I guess first things first. Our guide service, as you probably see by the patches, the drift boat service is an Orvis-endorsed drift boat service, which we're real proud of. We're proud to be a part of that team.
That is a good premium team you've got there.
Yeah, it really is. Nice folks to do business with, and very nice organization. And we guide fishermen, of course, on the drift boat, and we have the Blackfield pointers, the bird dogs. Over and above being guides, and as we said, doing the bird hunt, the bird dogs, and the deer hunts, and the fishing, we act as destination agents, Nate, for 10 or a dozen outfitters that are splashed out around the world, various and sundry places. We have an outfitter in Argentina.
Wow. That's quite a story. They start to those rainbows down those.
Rainbows, browns, native, brookies, and landlocked salmon. Seems to work very well. Keeps us busy. And once in a while, make a mistake and catch a fish too.
It's a total experience, you know, an outdoor experience, and in Maine, that's a classic operation right there. I love that. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
We'll have to chase this one. He's big. So.
Well, it's just like fishing the tarpon in the Keys. That's a nice fish.
Yeah, he's good fish. Good fish. He got a good. He likes to use that side body action. Gets in the current and then stands side to it.
Now I have no doubt that you're going to tell me that was that fly of yours.
Oh, absolutely. This is the one. This is the second fish I've got on this one, and it is fun. It does work. Whoa, he's almost beached himself there. He's another one of these little dynamite fish here, one of these little firecracker type fish. They keep
Boy, they are, aren't they?
Yeah, they got some energy there,
Yeah, incredibly feisty.
Oh. Look at the energy he's expending right there. I mean, that is good, because he's using the current, but it's not that, that's not all of it by any means. All right, I'll bring him out, Ron. If I don't want to traumatize him or tire him, he's not just one of those little beauties here.
Nice.
Swing him around there. Look at the almost aqua green on his belly. He's very nice. Oh, yeah. Think how big he'll be next year with all that nice feed in there. Oh, he's got some nice feed in there. And this, as I say, is middle of the day, Carol. These if you can get action, get these coming in the middle of the day, like you're doing all right.
Yeah, look how well we've done with the wind blowing.
Yeah,
and,
you got that right.
No insect activity. There you go, my friend.
Well, folks, you know, we've been out in the river quite a while. What do you say, Cal, we go in and take a break at this time and relax a little bit?
My stomach thinks that my throat has been cut.
Oh, my gosh, that's scary. We better get back in.
Yeah.
Well, folks, hope you enjoyed the show today and got a lot of information out of this. And as I say, if you want to, give old Carol a holler. He's a great guy, one of the premium guides here in the state, and he'll show you a good time in the outdoors here in Maine. So see you next week, same time, same station.
Hey, the following is a CTV 30 sports presentation. Hello, everybody, from beautiful, it's nice to be home, from Joe Regina Field here in Old Orchard Beach, Maine. My name's Andy Poirier. Along in the waiting in the wings is Roger Paintshaw, and also is Mark Pickard, our videographer today on this, well, kind of overcast, but still pleasant late September afternoon here with a little bit of a breeze blowing. We're here for homecoming weekend at Old Orchard Beach, and it's actually the first regular season game of 1996, and it took this long to get here, Kurt, but I'm glad we're here. My guest again every week on Coach's Corner, Kurt Creechin. Thanks for coming along, Kurt. Nice day, nice to be home.
Yeah, it's real nice to be home. Since the season started way back in August, we've had 5 consecutive road games, whether it be scrimmages or exhibition games or regular season road games. So, you know, it's nice to be home, and fortunately this first week is our homecoming game, so it's, you know, added incentive for this week. So the kids are looking forward to today.
Well, let's talk a little bit like we normally do. We usually cover last week, and then we'll jump right into this week's game. Interesting game up in Jay. A decent Jay team that plays tough year in and year out on a Friday, especially Friday night at their place. For 3 quarters, you guys looked good enough, even though the mistakes and the penalties were costing you. You kind of knew eventually, you must have had a gut feeling that you were going to come out of this, and it was a big 4th quarter.
Well, we told the kids at halftime that the team that's going to sustain the intensity through the second half and really dig deep within themselves and, you know, looking into all the reserve energy, whatever they had left, is going to be the team that comes out on top, and that's